All right, hello everybody. Christian Nix here, back again. In this short video, I want to talk to you specifically about why supplements are not what they're made out to be. I'm going to take a very contrary position here, which I'm fond of doing because most advice about digestive illness and how to heal digestive illness is complete nonsense. And most of it's actually being offered by people who, let's say they have very dubious credentials, right? For me, the criteria about whether or not you should be listening to anybody at all about any kind of advice on healing digestive illness has to do with whether or not they have any kind of clinical experience. Fad health and diet and fitness gurus, right, who put out material on the internet are suspect because they've never actually treated patients in any kind of clinical setting where results actually count. Right? Any clown can obviously go and do a video like this one and just throw it up on the internet and talk about, you know, this supplement or this exercise routine or this, you know, magic cure from the Amazon or wherever, right? Because there's no backing to anything like that. So watch out who you're listening to, right? Having practice in a clinical setting for multiple years, a decade and a half, and seeing patients and applying what it is that I'm teaching you in this program, in this protocol, I can tell you that a lot of what you discover in the Pivot protocol is very, very different. And the reason for that is most of the other stuff that you're hearing is nonsense. It's completely wrong. So specifically, I want to address this topic of supplements. A lot of people with IBS, or, you know, even just garden variety acid reflux, and everything in between in terms of digestive health, mistakenly believe that supplements are the way to go. Usually this comes about from a belief, at least in part, that, oh, supplements are natural. And because they're natural, they're somehow better for you, and they won't make you sick or cause your symptoms to be worse. And so you should have all the supplements you can get, because if a little bit is good, more must be better, and all the rest. It's all false logic. It's all very, very faulty logic. And the reason for that, the one big reason, the specific reason that I'm going to address in this video is because all supplements add heat to your liver. Now I'll explain what I mean by that here in just 1 second. But look, if you're sick and tired of taking pills and you've been to a doctor and you've had every workup known to modern medicine and nothing they do can help you, and you also feel like, hey, you know, I've been to the doctor multiple times here and this thing's not getting better, and I'm going on a kind of merry-go-round over and over again, back and hearing, almost like your doctor is not even paying attention to what you're saying. Well, you're right, because in a sense, modern medicine has no easy way to understand digestive illness. Now, I get into this very deeply in a really detailed way inside the Pivot protocol. So if you haven't started, right, now's your chance, where what I'm trying to also convey to you in these videos is, look, there's a very ancient medical system that I discovered that was really designed, if you had to design a medical system from the ground up, to really understand all the sophisticated nuance and all the complicated factors that go into creating a chronic digestive illness, all of the different things, right, across all of your organs, right, and not that, oh, you know, I ate something and I felt sick last Friday. Like, no, that's not a chronic condition. Chronic digestive illness is like, this thing's been going on since you hit puberty, and now you're 50, right? It's been coming that long. Chronic digestive illness takes a long time to show its ugly head because it took a long time to take effect, and because your organs were fighting all that time to try to keep you well. Now, that's the typical presentation of somebody who comes and finds the Pivot protocol and gets started and then sends me an email about how great it is, right, that you can make your digestive condition go away just by applying the principles and the simple solutions that I teach in the protocol. Okay, but my point here is, if you feel frustrated by going back over and over to modern medicine and taking more and more pills and being told over and over again, right, that you got to take another pill, you're not wrong to feel that way. And you're also really, you're not to blame for being taken advantage of in that way. Our modern medical system is the best emergency medical system ever created, by far, bar none, in all of human history. It's the best known to humankind. And we should all be very, very happy for it. But we should also know enough to use it for what it's best at, and what it's best at is emergency medicine. Right? If you're banged up in a car accident, or you're shot, or you're in a plane crash, or whatever, right? You get your arm chopped off in a farming accident or something else, you go to the emergency room because it will keep you alive and it will save your life, and it's awesome at that, and it's fantastic. And in a sense, it's almost like magic how good it is, because for hundreds of thousands of years, right, human beings were killed in every imaginable acute illness or infectious disease or acute traumatic injury. And now we have emergency medicine, and it's magnificent. It's unbelievable how good it is. But our medical system is not set up to treat chronic conditions. And all chronic digestive conditions fall into the category of, here's something that the modern medical system really cannot help you with. And so the sooner you come to that conclusion, right, not because of anything I'm telling you so much as, like, are you getting better going to your doctor? If you're watching this video, probably the answer is no. So what do you do about that? Well, just the cessation of looking for a quick fix and some kind of instantaneous cure, by itself, that's really a good step in the right direction. Okay? If there was a magic supplement, a magic pill, a secret diet or list of foods that would cure your condition, your chronic digestive disorder, we would all know what that is and nobody would be sick. So logically, you have to be able to think clearly enough to understand that that list of magic whatever does not exist. And so you should stop looking for it. And I'm going to tell you what you should be looking for instead as we go through this short training video here. There's a bird eating over here. Excuse me. And so, if you're looking for a secret, magical, quick fix, this is not it. I'm sorry to say. But if you want a permanent solution to digestive illness, this is a very, very, very good system to know. And I lay it all out for you. You don't need any knowledge of medicine. You don't have to have any background. You don't have to go study for 10 or 20 years the way I have. You don't need any of that, right? You can just learn these simple principles, learn what your symptoms are actually telling you, learn which organs are producing which symptoms, and then learn how to rebalance those organs so that they start to work together so that your body can heal itself. It really is that simple. And the application of the pivot protocol is actually fun, because the moment you see that you put two and two together, you're making a connection between cause and effect that nobody else has ever taught you. And when you make this connection and you know, like, oh, I ate this and then I tried this thing that he said and this symptom got better, oh my God, it actually works, right? Once you have those kind of light bulb moments, you're really motivated to go deeper and to get better faster. And so just like getting sick, things seem to spiral out of control downward, and illness creates more illness, right? And you get more and more miserable, and even your mental state, right, which is deteriorating along with your bodily health. Like, oh my God, this is so bad. I don't know how I'm supposed to carry on. I don't know if I can get up and get through another day tomorrow. Even that part, right, makes your illness worse as you're getting sicker, but it works in reverse too. As you're getting healthier, and then your outlook looks better, and then you learn more because you're motivated, and then you get healthier, and then round and round you go as you spiral up out of illness. That really is how chronic conditions typically start to disappear. And so that is what I want for all of you. So the reason I put all of this stuff together is so that anybody can do this. Thousands of people. We've run this program by at least 250,000 people in the last 4 years. That's a lot of digestive illness getting fixed, okay? And back to what I want to share with you in this video, which is one of the big mistakes that a lot of people make is to go whole hog on natural supplements. Now, why do I say that natural supplements are probably not all they're cracked up to be and are actually adding to your illness? For most people, supplements of any kind are going to add to your illness. And the reason is, the very simple reason is, all supplements create heat for your liver. Now, there are formulas, herbal formulas, that can get heat out of your liver. I actually teach you some very simple ways to do this. But you also have to know how not to damage your other organs. Here I'm talking about there's a relationship between your liver and spleen. Your 4 pivotal organs are your liver, your stomach, your spleen, and your intestines. And it's very important that if you clear heat out of the liver, which always overheats, if you have IBS right now, your liver is overheating. It's guaranteed. You can't get out alive without it. And the reason for that, I go deeper into this in the protocol itself, but there's a reason that your liver overheats over and over and over again. It's a daily problem that you have to deal with. Now, there's a lot of dietary things you can do. The best way to fix your liver heat, excess heat in the liver, has nothing to do with diet. It's actually a non-dietary solution. And I'm not going to tell you that in this video because I want you to go learn this stuff for yourself. But one of the things that happens when you take supplements is it does create excess heat in your liver. Even if you take a supplement that is designed to get heat out of your liver, you can damage the spleen, which makes your whole condition worse. Okay? Your organs have to rely upon one another. And when this organ is attacking this organ, well, it's making the condition worse because this organ is overacting on this one, and this one is starting to break down, which creates a problem over here, which creates another problem over here, and round it goes. Okay, so I explained to you very clearly, in real detail, but also in very simple language, how these 4 pivotal organs work together and what you need to do to get them working together again and to make sure that they stay working together in cooperation. This is how you keep your body healthy year after year after year going forward. And even if you're in your 60s, 70s, I've even had people in their 80s apply the Pivot Protocol and see really, really tremendous, tremendous results because your body knows how to heal. Your body knows how to get this job done. It was designed to do this, and to the degree that you're still able to change course, obviously if you hit a certain age, maybe your body can't change. All the more reason to take action while your body is still capable of changing. People in their 30s, 40s, 50s, you still have plenty of ability to heal your own symptoms because the body is made to, it recognizes what health is. And when you create these conditions and you take away the kinds of things that are adding to your misery, whether it's reflux or IBS or anything in between, your body knows how to do most of the heavy work for you. You do about 20% with some of the things that I show you, and your body does about 80% of the healing. This is way different than what most people are told, where I had an email the other day, last week, somebody said, oh, my doctor said, I need to get on XYZ acid blocker and I have to be on this for the rest of my life. My answer to that is, get another doctor, or better yet, learn how to heal your own condition, and you don't need to go to the doctor at all for your digestive symptoms because you just won't have any. Your body just runs and runs so well, and the moment you go even a little bit out of balance, you know how to recover. One of the big things that you have to know how to do is to keep heat out of your liver. And people who are addicted, quite honestly, right? I mean, it is a kind of addiction. People develop a belief that, hey, I need to take all of these supplements because they're good for me, and they never quite figure out that, wait, your supplements are actually causing a big part of your illness and your symptoms. So one example of this might be, you see people taking, I don't know, you read that quercetin, for example, is a great anti-inflammatory. And because it helps with inflammation, and you think that liver heat relates to inflammation, so you take quercetin because it's supposed to get rid of inflammation, which gets rid of liver heat. None of that is true. Supplements like amino acids, like herbal remedies, especially single herbal remedies, especially herbal singles, all cause excess heat in the liver. Why? Because your liver metabolizes everything that you put into your body. Anything that you eat and swallow that goes into your stomach is broken down and has to be packaged and processed in the liver. It's the primary organ of metabolism. And any supplement, a supplement is a very concentrated food. So when you're taking supplements, anything at all is going to require extra work by your liver. And the more supplements you take, the more concentrated the dosing of all of these supplements, the more burden you're actually placing on your body, because the liver has to work harder. The liver tends to overheat. As your liver is overheating, it's placing more of a burden on your spleen and intestines. This produces more dampness in the body for reasons that I explained. And then the dampness contributes to more liver heat, right? And so round and round it goes. At that point, you're trapped. Your body is locked into a pattern of behavior where your organs cannot stop destroying themselves. And the hotter the liver gets, the more it destroys the spleen and intestines via this process. The hotter your liver gets, the hotter your stomach gets. The hotter your stomach gets, the more you tend to eat. The more you tend to eat, the less that food is able to be processed by your spleen. And the more your spleen is unable to process the food and the nutrients that you're ingesting, the more dampness your body produces, the more your symptoms go round and round in circles. It's very frustrating, and in fact, it's actually depressing. Because when you're sick, how are you not going to be depressed? When you stop and think about it, it's normal to be depressed when you're miserable with tons of digestive symptoms 24 hours a day. I know because, right, I actually spent a period of my life in exactly that kind of hell. And one of the greatest feelings of triumph I ever had in my life was getting out of that. When I knew, and I remember a specific hour of a specific day in 2010, I knew I was definitely going to recover. And not just recover, like I was already well out of the deepest, worst part of the experience, but it took me a while, and I was learning all of this at the time. But in 2010, I had an absolute epiphany kind of moment where I thought, not only am I going to recover, I'm probably going to be healthier than I was before I got sick. And that actually has turned out to be true. And so it's not just that it was true for me, it's true for a ton of people who learn this method. So the reason you want to go easy on supplements, even if you think they're going to help you with stuff like inflammation and what some people mistakenly attribute to, hey, if I have inflammation, isn't that a type of heat in the body? Yes, it is, but you can't treat it the way you would treat excess liver heat. All supplements make liver heat worse. All of them. Even if it's indirectly, they end up making liver heat worse. So you have to be very, very cautious. Now, am I saying to take no supplements? No. Actually, there's a couple of dirt cheap, very simple remedies, about a 6-month supply, depending on how much you weigh, and most of this stuff is really, the dosage is really based on body weight and severity. But very often with really severe symptoms, you want to take less. Right? You take less because you want to nudge the body toward a direction. You don't want to overwhelm it with some kind of medication and an approach that says the solution is more medication. The solution is not more medication to chronic digestive illness. The solution to fixing chronic digestive illness is to get off that crap and to use as little of it as possible. That does not mean you cannot benefit from supplements. The 3 or 4, I guess 5 things that I recommend for people with chronic digestive illness are very specifically targeted to specific organ imbalances. If you have this XYZ symptom, you need to consider taking this supplement at this time after you eat this kind of food, because it will greatly disburden your spleen or cool your liver or whatever, or drain dampness or prevent, right, X, Y, and Z. That's the way to take supplements. If you take supplements indiscriminately and you're taking multiple things per day, I guarantee you that getting off of that stuff will help your body recover. I guarantee it. If you're taking, in fact, if you're taking 2 supplements, you're taking too many. If you're taking 3 or 4 different supplements on a regular basis, daily or even, right, weekly kind of regimen, it's too much. For most people, that is too much, unless you really know what you're doing. And I really know what I'm doing with herbal medicine. I know many, many, many different, very complex, what are called polypharmacy formulas, where you mix different herbal mostly herbal, they're not all herbs, supplements together, and then you can use this in a very formulaic, very targeted way. I do recommend this sometimes for clients, private people who want to contact me for personal coaching and private treatment. And it's tremendously effective if you know what you're doing. Most people are taking too many supplements, which means you actually don't know what you're doing. You will create digestive illness. So that's really what I want to cover for you in this video is don't be fooled by the whole natural is better. Right? Natural ain't better. Lots of things in nature will kill you. And the supplement industry is beholden really to nobody. I mean, they can make any kind of claims. They don't have to prove anything. There's no scientific research. There's no double blinding, and there's no studies on most of what this stuff does. And for a lot of things in the supplement industry, really what you're getting is whatever whatever they say about it. The only people who really vouch for that supplement are the people making money off of it. So a little dose of healthy skepticism is probably called for, but again, my point to you in this video is even the best quality supplement that does exactly what the manufacturers say it's supposed to do, even that will contribute to your digestive symptoms. And the reason is your liver cannot process all of that. If you're sick with digestive illness, your liver is too hot by definition. Being sick makes your liver too hot. It's a good definition of illness because the root of this chronic kind of digestive disorder is liver-spleen imbalance. That means your liver is overheating and your spleen is exhausted and tired and weak and worn out. That's the basic picture when it comes to digestive illness of any kind. And so if you know that, the last thing that you want to do, and that's one thing, when the liver overheats, the spleen gets weak and tired. Those two things happen simultaneously. It's not that, oh, you could have too much liver heat, but your spleen is okay. No, it's not okay. If your liver is overheating, and everybody with chronic digestive illness has too much liver heat, by definition, then we know also that the spleen is suffering. So you want to take supplements and add more heat to your liver? No. You want to get that heat out of there and spread it out. Spread it throughout the body. You want to make sure that the liver is not overacting on the spleen so that your organs have enough rest and ability to come back around on their own and be able to do the job that they were designed to do on their own. Okay? That's all I want to share with you in this video, except that if you haven't gotten started on the Pivot Protocol, there's a link below this video. You can click that link. It will take you to a quiz. If you've already taken the quiz and you've gone through it, then by all means, right, read through exactly what the Pivot Protocol has done for some of the other students that discovered it, what it did for me and how I found it and how I learned this ancient method, and then get started and find out for yourself exactly how good this is. Once you discover the keys to fixing your digestive health, you really do have that secret for the rest of your life. So it's not that you're going to cure your digestive illness and then 6 months from now you're going to be sick and miserable again. How would that happen? I mean, you know what to do. If your symptoms reappear, you know exactly what to do to make them go away. Isn't that superior to your modern medical approach with pills and eventually surgery, right? Isn't that superior? Isn't that really what you want, the ability to heal yourself? Isn't that vastly, vastly better than having to deal with doctors and being told that you have to live with something for life or take a medication for the rest of your life? Isn't it better for you to know how to fix your digestive system on its own so that it heals on its own with a couple of simple tweaks and tricks and a couple of dietary pointers and a few simple principles that are so basic and so easy to understand? I've taught this stuff to 13-year-olds. And so there's really no reason for you to be living in digestive hell. There's really no reason for you to be going through life with miserable digestive problems and all the rest. Once you learn this method, you actually can put all of that stuff behind you. Just imagine how you're going to feel when the hour finally comes, when you finally know, like, yes, I've done it and I've really broken through and I can really now command my digestive health for the rest of your life. You never have to wonder, you never have to worry, you'll always know exactly what to do. If digestive illness comes back or if you start to slide out of balance in one direction, you catch it way before it becomes a chronic problem. That's my goal for all of you. Thanks very much. Click below to get started, and I'll talk to you again in another video.